Okay, day 36 of our 1 hour a day workout. It's only about 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm getting started early because I've been doing my workouts like wait until late in the evening, 8 o'clock, uploading at 9 o'clock. But today, and for about another 2 weeks to a month, I need to get my workouts out the way because I'm taking a mortgage test. It's called SAFE, the mortgage originator. You know, when you're dealing with the banks and stuff. For you homeowners or wannabe homeowners, okay, so today we want to get a little personal. I want to get a little personal for my youth and my outcast people. You know, I go by things that I experience. So, from my experience, what happened to me and what I always talk about, I'm going to give y'all the explanation and the reason why today that happened to me. So, let me just get my workspace set up. So we're going to go down to the flow. All right. Oh, I forgot to put my sneakers on. I'm going to need my sneakers. If anybody seen my workout yesterday, I caught an old lady pain underneath my chest, and I was not feeling well. Let me get my sneakers because it's better with my sneakers. Okay, got my sneakers. These are sneakers. I love these sneakers. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, she always got on those sneakers. I'm not trying to make no fashion statement. Unless somebody want to sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Unless some, a sports company want to sponsor. And they want to send me some gear. Got my little karate gloves and my little band. Okay, my battery is like saying halfway, so I don't know how long it's gonna last. If it's gonna last the whole hour, I will try to get the charger. If I run out, oh, that is dirty today. Let's try to do some planking. I can't today. Whew. I had old lady issues yesterday. I want y'all to check out my hair. Like, y'all usually see my hair in a ponytail, right? And today I got my hair in braids. These is my little lengthy braids in the back. You know, up here. I'm getting personal today because I want to explain to youth, anybody else that might have a personal problem. I used to have a fungus in my scalp. I used to mess with this before I was out the closet. You know, I used to be attracted to some, good-looking guy, light-skinned. This dude had, he was a real nice-looking guy. And I met him on a bus. And I was like, ooh, he was fun. I was just blushing, right? And I met this guy, and he said something to me. So I was like, oh, wow, he said something to me, So I commenced to talking to him. Unlike the ladies in the lady in the liquor store in Harlem, this guy that I should have never said anything to, should have never gave no conversation to. He was a nice looking guy. I was like, ooh, he is so fine. So he must have seen me like blushing and looking at him or whatever the situation is. So he said something to me. And so he continued to get off the bus with me at my stop. And I was like, oh, wow, he's getting off at the same stop as me. But anyway, come to find out, to meet him, you know, I was a young girl around 16. And that dude had to be around 18 or 19. You know, he was older and experienced out in the world in the streets. So he would come visit me, come over. I was staying with my sister at the time. And I remember going to visit him maybe once or twice. He didn't live nowhere but in the projects. I lived in a private house with my sister uptown. And when I went to his house was nasty. You know, he had bugs all in the bed, crabs and all of that stuff in the bed. But stupid ass me, he was just a good looking guy. It looked like my finger's getting ready to break. He was a good looking guy, and I stuck with him. You know. You know, how could somebody be so good looking that, you know, you see them with crabs and a nasty house and a nasty room. When I went into his house, I don't know if it was his mother and his father or his grandmother. They was old people, an old lady and an old man in the living room. The house don't look like it was maintained or painted or nothing. His bed had bugs and all of that stuff in there. And I'm so in love with this guy by his looks that I ignore all his faults. He comes over to my house, to my sister's house, and while they're away, and you know, he comes, he got drugs, he's a dope fiend, you know, he's using dope, giving me dope, and you know, he's inching with bugs, and he threw bugs in my hair, you know, and I'm like, oh shoot, you know, like my hair. And ever since then, I never got rid of the itchy problem, no matter how much lice medicine, shampoo, no matter what I used on my hair, I constantly had like an inching problem in the middle of my hair. It came from that guy. It just didn't come out of thin air. And so one time, because I used to have an afro, I used to wear like an afro, and he just like messed up my afro because I used to just like scratch a bald spot. But no matter how much I scratched, hair used to always still grow in that spot. It used to still grow up in that spot. I used to scratch my skin and my scalp. One time he came over and I begged my sister to use her car, you know, because I think I had my driver's license at 16. You know, I got my stuff early. So I begged, so can we borrow the car? So she was all cool and everything. And she was like, yeah. She let us borrow the car. And I let him drive. And he wanted to go hang out with his, I guess, real friends. And so he tricked me out of the car. he told me to get out and come around to the driver's side so I could drive. And when I got out of the passenger side to come around, he slammed the door and took off. Then my sister had to file a police report, and she ended up finding her car and letting the police know where, her car was located. And he ended up getting arrested. I don't think she pressed charges on him, but that was the end of him. But from 16, I say I'll be 55 this year. My problem went away about a couple of years ago. I mean, completely, like, it started getting under control when I was, I would have a struggle, I guess since in my 40s. If I shampoo a lot, use tea gel, tar shampoo, all kind of stuff I used to use. I used to use different products, see different dermatologists, get different shampoos, different solutions, and nothing would take that inch away. It was just like deep, and I think it's because whatever was in my scalp it sunk down into my skin so deep that, it took forever. So one time I got tea tree oil. Remember that name, tea tree oil. And I poured some tea tree oil in the spot. And the tea tree oil just sank down into my scalp. And that deep inch that I had, it kind of resolved it, right? The tea tree oil. I said, I think it's better. I was telling my daughter, I think it's better. The tea tree oil got down into my scalp, and this deep inch that I used to have, it went away. But then it came back. Not as bad as it was before. It just would, come back. I went to the emergency room one time, and they took a skin graft. They cut my skin on one side, because I had two spots, one here and one here. And over here, they cut the scalp, put some medicine down there, and they still couldn't figure out what it was. And she said, your hair might not grow back where, they took the little piece of scalp out, but that grew back. Over here where I had the entry problem where it was stubborn at, my hair was still growing back. So I said, they said if it was ringworms, your hair don't grow back, it'd be bald. So I said, it's not ringworms, So basically it was some kind of fungus in my scalp. And I said, it's something that's never gonna go away. So like I said, I got this tea tree oil, I got tea gel, it's a tar shampoo. I just used to spend dollars on top of dollars on different products over the counter that's on the shelf. Head and Shoulders, anything that, relieve an itchy scalp. And sometimes when I used to braid my hair like this, you would be able to see that it be thinning in here, but you don't see that now. It's not thinning, And, my hair grows long. I don't have that inch. Like by now, I would have been like up at my scalp scratching. If I still had the problem, like every second I'd be up there scratching. Well, eventually, I found a dermatologist. He's in Corp City, and um, he gave me something that a dermatologist gave me before. It starts with a K. It's like a red shampoo, and then it's like a little tube of liquid. And I went back and told him, I said, this stuff is working a little bit. I used to use this shampoo before, and it's all good and everything like that, but it's not resolving the issue. It seemed like the issue was resolving, but it's not fully going away. So he said, okay. And he kept me with the same shampoo, but that little tube of solution, a clear solution, he upgraded it to a stronger potion that no dermatologist ever gave me before. And I used it faithfully. And I used the shampoo just on the spot because when I was younger, when I first had the problem, the dermatologist used to give me the shampoo, and I used to shampoo my whole scalp with it. And they used to be like, your insurance don't cover for you to keep getting it, the shampoo every week or every 2 weeks. You can only get it once a month under your insurance, under your Medicaid. So, and the shampoo was very expensive. So, like $100 and something or $200 and something. So he said, you only supposed to use it on one little spot, So I had a Chinese doctor. He said, I'm not prescribing you nothing no more. I'm not giving you nothing no more because you're not using it the way you're supposed to. So lo and behold, when I got with this dermatologist in Corp City, and he gave me the shampoo, I said, I'm just gonna use it on the spot so it could last, so I could have enough. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. He upped the scalp, this ointment solution. I have the name in there. And it went away, I continued to use my tea tree oil. I went to the 99-cent store, and I used some, like, foot fungus cream. I just was, like, piling everything on top of everything. And you know what? It went away. But that's not before. Like I always said, I had issues with my first cousin, and he got me kicked out the organization, stopped me from my business and my jobs. Well, that's the way he was able to do it, because he went and told the people that was helping me get contracts and jobs that, look at her, she got nasty hair, she's scratching her hair, she got issues with her hair, and had people focus on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be able to notice me scratching if you look, if you watch me, when I had the problem. But the area, like the rest of my scalp, I used to be able to put it in a ponytail, cover that spot, or, wear extensions and cover that spot, you know what I'm saying? So, you really wouldn't see it. So if you really looked at me, you might see me going up and scratching my head, because I used to always constantly have like a tingle. Anyway, that's the way he was able to upstage me, because I had an itchy scalp. And that's the whole story. It was stubborn. It was a very stubborn scalp. It was bothersome, and it wasn't favorable for female. Like Tyson had the same kind of issue. Like, he used to always have that spot and scratch. I had the same problems with it as Tyson, that little bald spot. But the only thing that I can equate it to is that nasty boyfriend that I had that had crabs, and he threw something in my hair one time, and I said that probably was one of them damn crabs. And from there I was itchy. I washed my hair, used light shampoo and everything all over my body for years, and the thing just never went away. So whatever it was that he threw in my hair might have died, but it left behind like a fungus. Then I said, I was thinking today, I'm going to do my workout, I'm going to talk about this today. But it may help somebody out. I don't get views. I don't hardly get any views. But if you viewing this and you have like a scalp issue or a skin issue, see your dermatologist. Back in the days, it used to be hard to get a dermatologist appointment. Matter of fact, one of my dermatologist appointments that I was looking forward to, that I was waiting for like 3 or 6 months. I was waiting a long time for this appointment. It was on 9/11 when they knocked the World Trade Center down. I was supposed to see my dermatologist that day, and they knocked the World Trade Center down, and I still went to the hospital to see my dermatologist because I said, this is my appointment, and I've been waiting, like 6 months for this appointment to see this dermatologist. And they had the hospitals all locked down and everything, and it was crazy. I was like, oh shoot, I was supposed to see a dermatologist, to help me with my scalp, at the Jacoby, all the way up here in the Bronx. Even though the World Trade Center was knocked down in Manhattan, they had the hospitals locked down, and they said they're not taking nobody. They said, did you come from the World Trade Center? Was you in that World Trade Center? And I said, no. Then they said, we can't take you. We only could take people that was at the World Trade Center, So that was 9/11. That was, 2001? And so all the way from when I was 16, shit, that was like in the 80s. Was that the 80s still? Yeah, it was the 80s because my daughter was born in 1990. So that was from the late 80s all the way up to the 2000s. I had that scalp problem. They was treating like the wrong thing, like they was calling it eczema, this, that, and other, them skin problems that don't go away, that people live with forever. That's what the doctors was telling me it was like eczema. So they had me being treated for like the wrong thing and giving me creams and stuff for the wrong thing. So I said it's crazy because my hair it still, was growing through my scalp. No matter how much I was itching, I was scratching bald spots, I was scratching bloody spots. Like I would have a big, all of this would be bald in the middle. It was real bad. But you know what? My hair would continue to grow back. So I said, something is wrong, but something is still right. You know what I'm saying? Something is wrong, but my hair is still coming through my scalp, no matter how much I do to scratch up my scalp. They took a scalp graft where they cut into my scalp and took a piece of scalp out to test it. And the nurse that did that said, the hair might not grow back. And that was on this side, and it grew back. So my hair would never stop growing back, So, I guess, if you get something in your scalp, it could live there forever. Like, you get a foreign body. I don't know what they call it, but, you could get something into into your scalp, into your skin that'll live there. You know what I'm saying? For years. Just live in your scalp for years. So, y'all be careful with that. And if you need any solutions that I use or some remedies that I think may help, leave a comment. Find me on Instagram, The Duchess, and DM me. You know what I'm saying? But that's a personal thing that I want to share today. So I'm getting my workout. I'm not working hard because yesterday I had caught chest pain, so I'm not really working that hard. I'm just running conversation. I used to do celebrity gossip, so, I think the workout alone would be boring without the gossip, so we're going to gossip a little bit, but we're going to learn a little bit too, We're going to learn about some personal stuff where is, just take care of yourself. Don't worry about the gangs, because people will have something wrong with themselves. Like my cousin he put everybody on to me having the fungus scalp problem, the itchy scalp problem, but ever since we was kids, like my mother died and I had to live with his mother, and his toes used to peel off from having fungus on his toes, and I used to hate him. I used to be like, ew, you know what I'm saying? And his skin used to fall off his toes, and he used to be running around ugly and nasty, and they used to put cream on his toes, and his skin be peeling, and you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he remember that or not, but yeah, what I had on my scalp, he had on his toes as a kid. And I used to think that he was so disgusting, you know what I'm saying? For later on in life, for me to have that shit in my scalp. For later on in life, for me to catch something in my scalp. So they be talking about black women hairs and stuff like that, but we nappy hair or coarse hair is the best hair. Thick hair, like they say. And Jesus had woolly hair, you know what I'm saying? It's no way he could have had straight hair if he was like in a desert with the sun beaming. He had to have woolly. The Bible said he had woolly hair. That's what we got. We got woolly hair, But people will try to find a way to put you down, to outcast you, so that they could shine. So they, some people have the method of like stepping on somebody else so that they could lift themselves up, stepping on other people, they just can't make it by themselves. So they disgrace the next person. They find something about the next person. So, my cousin put me on blast that I had a bad scalp, an itchy scalp, that my hair was, messed up. Okay, so We're half an hour, so we had it early today, y'all. This is a story I never thought that I would tell in my life. But here I am on YouTube telling a personal story. You know. But why talk about stuff that's not going to be beneficial to anybody? And mainly if, you know, if I have my young black females that, you know, if I went through it, probably the next young girl will, you know, run into different dudes or nasty dudes that'll give them crab or some kind of fungus or something that will mess with their skin or their scalp or their hair or something like that. You need to see a dermatologist, you know, and if that's not working, let them use something stronger, you know what I'm saying? Or if that dermatologist is not solving the problem, find another one, you know what I'm saying? Our main thing is our skin and our hair, you know what I'm saying? You know, and our hair growing and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, some of us have, which some doctors thought was my problem, was just like a heavy dandruff problem, you know, that was causing an inch. But it wasn't just dandruff, it was like a fungus that was in my scalp. You know, but it had the disguise of dandruff because I used to scratch and it used to be flaky, you know what I'm saying? And it was right up in here. I would never get a full braid like this, you know. You would be able to see this braid like real thinning and stuff like that, but it's better now. You know what I'm saying? So I could talk about it, you know what I'm saying? And all the rest of my hair around used to grow, but I used to have an itchy problem right up in here, and constantly I used to scratch, and constantly I used to scratch. And sometimes I used to think it was just a force of habit, you know what I'm saying? You know, I used to reach to my scalp and scratch so much that it was almost like it became like a habit, like that I'm reaching to my scalp, you know? So yes, I used to wash my hair regularly, every day, every other day, no matter what I did. You would think that I was a dirty person as much as I used to scratch. And then when I used to get high, you would think that it was what they call like the cocaine inch, you know. You know, when you get high, it makes you feel like something is crawling under your skin and stuff. So all of that, you know. But even after, you know, I cleaned up and stopped hanging out in the street, stopped getting high and everything, still had the inch, you know. And then I was doing, running a cleaning business, and I used to clean a lot of dirty buildings after construction workers and a lot of shitty toilets and stuff. And even after I stopped doing that business, still had the inch, you know. But after stopping doing cleanup and being away from dirt and dust a lot, it did start getting better. So, like, whereas the spot used to be big, it had started shrinking small. And I started noticing that. Let me get up off this floor, y'all. But I wanted to bring the story because, I don't know, I used to wear this ponytail at the top. And, you know, everybody, like anybody in my family that know me or any friends, that might be watching this, that know about my entry scalp, they might be looking at me on video like, wow, her hair is doing good. She wears a ponytail. She's not, reaching and scratching. What's up? The problem went away or whatever? Well, yes, it did. It did. It went away. I dealt with the problem over 30 years. Let me see. Over 30 years. And my cousin was able to capitalize off of my problem because I had an organization that was getting construction jobs, for their membership. And, my family had been in the same business and doing cleanup and stuff, so this organization wasn't doing cleanup. So, I approached the president and asked him, I want to go around and make contracts with the same contractors and stuff. So that's what I was doing for like 10 years. Mind you, I did still have the problem in my scalp when I started. But I had opened up this store, got an SBA loan like I explained in other videos. I got a small business loan, and I opened up a store. A lot of people became jealous of whatever the situation is, and I didn't know behind my back that people was backstabbing me, being so jealous. I thought that if I got this business, I thought that, people be like, yeah, let's, we got something. We got a store. Let's, make this happen. Because everybody around, the Mexican had stores. They had the Black Falcons, had their motorcycle gang. But everything else was like, Spanish bodegas and, grocery stores and stuff that was owned by Spanish and every other nationalities. The blacks didn't have much or nothing. So I thought when I opened my store, I thought that, I was going to have a lot of support, but it was the opposite. Like, family was jealous. The guys, that was from the same organization, they used to ride by, they didn't stop. They used to just look, you know what I'm saying? And when I lost the store, I found out that people, behind my back was talking bad about me with this president of this organization, and he stopped my contracts. He stopped, I would go to the construction site and I can't get on the job no more. I can't go talk to the super no more about cleaning jobs, about the contracts like I used to. They used to have niggas at the gate like security, like you can't come in. I'm like, all of a sudden I can't come into the job. Anyway, lo and behold, I lost the store. I end up back at the organization like everybody else, trying to get a job and stuff. So when niggas say that I lost the store and I came back, I was game. I was fair game. It was like, oh yeah, now you lost your store. Now you back with everybody else. You in the same boat with everybody else. And I just came back to a whole bunch of dislike and, my cousin was over there. He was pointing out all my faults and stuff like that, I wasn't getting no jobs. I was falling off, I was bummed out, my sneakers was turned over. It was like really getting bad over there. Mind you, my family used to run an organization, you know what I'm saying? So, I didn't know what it was. I thought that maybe, they didn't want to help out somebody from, my family because they used to fight, I guess, have beef with each other or whatever the situation is. And here I am at their organization, But, you never know, really what it is. But for you black women, and young girls, mainly teenagers and stuff like that, you're going to run into men like the ladies in Harlem ran into the guys in the liquor store. Like I ran into, you might run into a guy that's, the image of what you like, the good-looking image oh, he's so fine, he's so handsome, that's just what I want in a man, you know what I'm saying? He might be the whole makeup, his face, his hair, his body shape, his height, his build and everything might be everything that you like. But be careful of the good looking guy. Because the good looking guy is the one that caused the inch in the scalp, He was nasty, you know what I'm saying? He had crabs and uh, lights and all of that stuff, and I was a fool still hanging around him and stuff, going to his house, bringing him around to my house and stuff, you know. And even though, I got the shampoo and all that stuff, those bugs come with, they'll leave behind a fungus, or they'll get down into your scalp and live there, you know what I'm saying? So be careful of who you're dealing with. Don't be anxious to be making friends. Don't be anxious to be like so much in a relationship. Make sure niggas is clean. Make sure niggas got, decent household and their families. Check them out real good. Make sure they cleansy people. Because you can run into the wrong dirty nigga, you know what I'm saying? And mainly, my thing is that, okay, I caught that fungus in the scalp, but at least I didn't catch no AIDS, you know what I'm saying? Because eventually AIDS came about. People used to get gonorrhea and syphilis. I never got none of, all of those diseases or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So at least the worst thing I got was a crab. You understand what I'm saying? And, I got an inchy scalp that lasted forever, but it's gone now. I'm happy. I still have some life left in me. You know what I'm saying? And if my cousin is looking at me, he probably like, wow, her hair is better. You know what I'm saying? And I have a nephew that had a spot in the back of his head. So he used to go to his doctor, and he used to come up with remedies and tell me about it. And I used to try to use his stuff, and I used to tell him about my stuff, and he used to try to use my stuff. And I don't know where my nephew problem come from. I know where my problem came from, right? But my nephew had a bald spot in the back of his head that inch, and I had one on the top of my head. So it seemed like it was something that ran in the family, you know what I'm saying? But I think mine came basically from my boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, from a nasty guy that I was with. But like I was saying, at least, he didn't give me AIDS or no gonorrhea, I mean, I've had cousins and people that I've known, hung around that ended up with AIDS and died from AIDS and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy when AIDS came around because there's some dudes that, you could have been drunk or high and ended up having sex with them and ended up sleeping with them and, by accident or, just for not being in your right mind and getting AIDS. You know what I'm saying? So I used to live in this building where about 10 people had got AIDS, It was crazy. And even though I used to frequent where, they all used to hang out and get high in one apartment, even though I used to frequent that place, there was nobody in there that I ever slept with. So I was just lucky because when they started getting sick and dying and stuff like that, it's like everybody in that apartment, they used to hang out in there, like 10 people got sick and died. I think one girl, like her mother died of AIDS, and then the daughter, I think she survived. She almost died, but she went into the hospital. And I guess this is when they came out with some kind of medicine or whatever. And she got real skinny. And she went into the hospital and she was about to die. And then they was giving her this medicine. I don't know what it was. But it was almost like a miracle for AIDS people. And she started getting healthy. And I think she's still alive today. You know? So, at least he didn't give me nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you have any like skin problem, scalp problem, go see a dermatologist, take care of it. Don't be ashamed, you know what I'm saying, to seek a medical attention. Because sometimes when you're a teenager, you be shy and ashamed. I used to go to the pharmacy, and I used to be trying to buy the lice medicine when I was a kid. You know, when I was a teenager, when I first had the problem, and they used to be telling me I had to be 18 to get certain things and stuff like that. And certain things I used to go in there for, and they used to be like, you need a prescription and all kind of stuff like that. That means that I would have had to go to my older sister and let her know, oh, I got this problem, and, you know, I would have had to tell her that I had this nasty problem. Well, that's what I was supposed to do anyway, because she was my guardian at the time, you know what I'm saying? But I was too ashamed. So what I'm saying is that don't be ashamed if you have an issue, you know what I'm saying? If you have an issue, you know, take care of it, because things could seep down into your skin, mainly if it's your scalp. It'll seep down and it'll feed off of your body, you know what I'm saying? So just like we trying to get our weight down and get all the worms and everything, the parasites out of our bodies and stuff, and cleanse our body and detox and stuff like that, it's the same type of thing, you know. I was thinking about that. That's the same type of thing, you know. Something could leach onto your body and to your skin and live on there. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get it out of there, it'll live on there. And not all alcohol, not all Head and Shoulders, you know, dandruff shampoos and stuff like that can take care of the problem. And your problem might not be permanent. Some people think, oh, I got this problem because this is a bad dandruff thing that I have, but it might not be that. It might be something that's curable. So you got to see a dermatologist about it. You understand what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people got scaly scalps and thick scales on their scalps and stuff like that. But sometimes that be like a fungus and stuff like that that you can solve like I did. Anyway, that's my personal, that's one of the ones I really wouldn't want to share with nobody, but why not? I'm over 50. I'll be 55 this year. Like, you know, you got young kids, young girls, even young boys, you know what I'm saying? If you have an issue, you know what I'm saying? You got fungus in your feet. Some people can get fungus in between their legs and stuff like that. Go see a dermatologist, you know, so that you don't live with it for the rest of your life and stuff like that. And let them keep figuring it out. Use your medicine correctly or whatever you have to do and take care of it. A lot of kids, they play in the dirt and they get ringworms and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, and they get that stuff in their scalp and stuff like that. And that's a real nasty one, you know. I used to think that I had that. But with the ringworms, they said the hair don't grow back. But my hair was growing back, so it couldn't have been that, you know what I'm saying? So, it just like you gotta see GYN, a gynecologist, the girls, you know, at a very young age get their menstrual. They gotta see a gynecologist, you know, on a regular basis. You know, if you got an issue, dermatologist, you know. Take care of your skin. Take care of your scalp. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your health between your legs. You know what I'm saying? Don't just let any niggas running up in you like raw, you know what I'm saying? Because you end up with an incurable disease, you know what I'm saying? You end up with AIDS or syphilis or, you know. We childbearing, you know, we the childbearing sex, you know what I'm saying? We get pregnant, we, you know, a baby have to come between our legs, so we have to be clean, you know, we have to be cleansy. We got to be free of diseases, you understand what I'm saying? And then if you have a problem that's, you know, out of body, like in your face or your hair or something like that, then, you know, it's going to make you an outcast, you know what I'm saying? You know, people going to tease you. They're going to outcast you. They're going to point you out, you know what I'm saying? Mainly somebody that don't feel 100% about they self or they looks. They gonna point out your issue, you know what I'm saying? If they think that you look better than them, but they see that you got an inchy scalp, like my cousin seen I had an inchy scalp. Oh, look, she got nasty hair, she good. And he pointed out my issue, you understand what I'm saying? Because he wanted to feel better than me, you know what I'm saying? You know, you my cousin, we grew up in the same household. You didn't have to point me out in the street. You could have, you know, you could have pulled me to the side and said, hey, what's your problem? Why you keep scratching your head? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you come see my doctor? Or you know, he could have, like, quietly on the side helped me out, just like I say with Uncle Murder and Mano. And they bothering K. Michelle about, you know, oh yeah, he was going to have sex with her, and under the covers she smelled real bad, you know what I'm saying? Talking about her pussy stink, right? So instead of her just brushing it off and making them look stupid, she got real emotional about it. So that was her mistake. She shouldn't have got emotional about it because something, I guess, was really wrong. But if anybody know who K. Michelle is, you know, the famous singer, she was getting those butt enhancement, like all of them was doing. Nicki Minaj and all of them was doing, getting them butt implants, getting stuff input into their butt so their butt could sit out there high so that they could be attractive to the men. But what was happening with those butt implants was that they were leaking. They would leak or whatever. I'm not really sure, you know, because I never known nobody that had that. But the way I understand it is that if some of them used to sag and drop and give the butt a funny looking shape, some of them used to leak and whatever the liquid, the solution was a stinky solution. So I'm not sure if the smell came from her vagina or if it came from the solution that was put in her butt. But according to Mano and Uncle Murder, it was because it was that she had a stinky pussy. You just smelled the odor from under the cover from between her legs. But what she was saying was that she, I don't know if she sued her doctor or where she was getting those butt enhancements. She had to have several surgeries and stuff like that, so she was going through some changes. But she was the one that had got the biggest butt. You know what I'm saying? She was the one that went and, you know, while other women was enhancing their butt, you know, so it don't be flat, it be sticking up. She made hers like extra big, you know. And I guess it was too much, you know. But I could never have nobody put a solution in my body, like in my breast to enhance my breast or in my butt or nothing like that. I don't even want them to do liposuction or, you know, where they take the fat out of your body. I'd rather work out. I'd rather watch my diet and try on my own before, you know, I have them. You know, some girls die from that solution from trying to have big butts. Imagine you dying from going to some person. Remember that black lady that went to jail? She went to jail for a long time because she was injecting the girls' butts with some kind of something cement. I don't know what it was. She was injecting the butts and it was killing. It was killing some of the girls. And that lady had got a lot of time in jail. She had got a heavy sentence when they caught up with her. When she finally got sentenced, because I think one or two ladies died. Yeah, so just be careful out there. Take care of your body. If you could, take care of your body naturally and stuff like that. Take care of your body naturally. See your doctors on a regular. You understand what I'm saying? Check your blood out. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from dirty niggas. You know what I'm saying? Don't let, guys just go up in you raw. If, you think you with somebody that doesn't listen to you and stuff like that. Because once you get in the room with a guy and he decides he's not going to put his condom on, he could just rape you and go up in you raw and stuff like that. So you got to watch the whole personality of the person. You know what I'm saying? Is this somebody that listen? Get your sex hygiene going. You know what I'm saying? Get your sex hygiene going. Even if you gay, they say, I remember watching one gay girl and she was saying that she had AIDS. And I don't know if she caught it from another girl or if she was bisexual and she caught it from a guy, but she was this gay dyke girl. And she said that even though, and she was a nice looking girl, but even though she was telling other girls that she had AIDS and she was sick, they still wanted to get with her. And, I forgot where I saw that on. It had to be online. It had to be like something YouTube or it had to be something World Star or something like that. But she was telling her story and she was saying that she was sick with AIDS and that, because like gay females, we live in a heterosexual society, so a lot of gay females will find themselves lonely. Like me, I'm always lonely. I'm always by myself, you know what I'm saying? But, so, if you meet somebody and stuff like that, you might look past their flaws because, if you're not living in Alphabet City, if you're not living in the village where all the other gay people is at, you know what I'm saying, where you run it, or you're not constantly going to a gay club or something like that, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to be just running into gays easy where, you're going to be rapping to them or whatever the situation is. You walk down the street, you see regular people, you know what I'm saying? Once in a while you see gays or you see a couple or something like that. So, for us, it's a lot of times it's a lonely world, you know what I'm saying? Unless you go to a club, you know what I'm saying? And it's just more difficult for a gay female. The guys, I don't know. They go to their clubs the same way in the village. But like Young Buck said, he got catfished. They be trying to meet regular guys and stuff, and they be trying to put on wigs and makeup and hide the fact that they're a guy. And if they attract a regular man, you know what I'm saying, and they try to take him home, and the guy find out that, he's a man and not a woman, that he got catfished or whatever the situation is, that guy could kill him, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what people will do, Some dudes might just go ahead and, have sex with him, and other dudes might want to kill him, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, we winding down to our hour. I got this out the way early today because I got to study for my test, but I dropped some real jewels today. And yeah, I had a serious problem for a whole lot of years that you know, people was able to capitalize and knock me down about. But you see now my hair's good. You know, I usually wear a ponytail, but I got my hair in braids and stuff like that. And a lot of girls that wear those wigs. You know, a lot of niggas be thinking, yeah, I'm with a fly girl, you ugly and stuff like that. But if your girl is wearing a wig or your girl is wearing braids all the time, watch and see that her hairline might be all the way back here. You know what I'm saying? And she need to stop wearing those wigs. If you're wearing those wigs and you take off your wig and that glue is taking out all of your hairline, you need to stop wearing those wigs, stop wearing those braids, and get that back together. Go to the dermatologist and get your hair growing back up in the front again. You understand what I'm saying? And take care of your scalp, okay? And take care of your skin. All right, so that's it for me. That's, my personal story. I ain't got nothing no deeper than that to come out with, you know what I'm saying? So that's the best y'all gonna get out of me or whatever the situation is. So peace. I'm out.